Who was serving in the army, Marine or something in the army?
My husband was in the Air Force.
Oh, very handsome fellow. Thickish eyebrows or
Hmm.
like very intense look, very defined look, basically.
Hmm.
So basically, let me put it this way: if he was to be walking in the street, you can see, you can point him out of many people. He has the charisma, the character when he was younger,
I think so.
and a funny sense of humor, quite unique to him. Um, so I don't think many people would quite understand. I'm sure you understood him. Okay, but the sense of humor is quite interesting because there's a serious side to him and there's a funny side to him. The sort of person we're dealing with is he would lighten the load. So if somebody is going through a tough time, he steps in, makes it lighter. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a selfless individual. And he doubles up as a husband, as a father, as a friend, all round. Okay. I am privileged because he let me feel where he is, like how nice it is. And I saw like we are. I mean, it's cliche. People always say, "Oh, it's a beautiful garden." It's that, but it is in fact a beautiful garden, and that's what he showed me. So maybe it is symbolic. Maybe it is actually literally a
Mhm.
garden. And then I saw ducks as well, pond ducks, and I got a tremendous sense of peace. And I felt I need to convey this to you because I'm very sorry for your loss. I understand that you lost him about 6 years ago from your message. Uh, but at the same time, I felt that, of course, every loss is painful. But in this particular case, you had to be assured that he is okay, that he's fine. So it must have been a very painful and very difficult passing for you, of course. And then I kept sensing, and I don't know whether this was my mind because I wasn't quite ready yet, and I kept sensing cat, because we have a cat at home. I have a cat. And I kept picking up a cat, and I don't know whether you've had a cat before, or as I said, this could be just my mind one.
Mhm.
Does cat resonate with you? Did you have a cat?
We did not have a cat together. I had a cat who passed when before I'm or when Mark and I were dating.
All right. Okay.
Years, hundreds of years ago. Not hundreds, but 50.
Okay. Well, this is questionable. It's a gray area. It could be the beautiful feline on the other side, or it could be my mind. I'm not sure. But I did
Right.
pick up cat. And, you know, the feeling I had from your husband here is we're dealing with somebody who's tough and kind at the same time, like both elements in him, both characteristics. By the way, I'm recording this session. You don't have to bother to write if you
Well,
want.
good. I'm trying to take notes.
No, sorry about that, Patty. I should have
Thank
said.
you.
Okay? And so there's the two sides in him. Quite a balanced person. This is a grounded man. This is a man. I mean, nowadays we look at flaky plastic people. This isn't like that. This is a man. And the smile is very prominent. So I would feel here, Pat, that we're dealing with somebody who, even though they might be going through whatever they're going through, even if it's pain or whatever, there's that smile on their face. They wouldn't show it to you. They wouldn't show it, to the rest of us. You obviously told me that he was in the Air Force. I did feel that we are in a plane. I did see us. We are, and for some reason, I picked up like we are on a plane, and there's a battle going down at some point. So perhaps he was in active duty, or it may just have been the Air Force. But I felt that he was in the battle theater at some point. He's uh, he's not bad a communicator. He's good in communicating. So I'm taking that he was quite open-minded this way, or I'm not quite sure, but he's not bad in communicating. Was he technically minded, Patty?
Um, no, I don't think so. I wouldn't say that.
Then I'm quite impressed how he's managing to communicate with me because I'm getting clarity from him. This
He
is
probably knows I need that.
this is this is a not overdue, but this is a very much anticipated meeting from both you and him. This is a, he's showing me a chain. The chain was not broken. The chain is there. The chain is there. It's pointing to his heart. You feel him. You feel him. Okay? And he is there. He's like almost an overgrown kid, like wanting to hide things to tease you, move things about to tease you just to see your reaction, things that he would do when he was here. You know what I mean? Just to see your reaction.
Mm, mm.
Don't listen. Don't listen to them. I feel like family members or somebody uh, intrusive or something is not right. Some people in the family or don't listen to them. You and I are one. You and I. It's all about you and I. Don't listen to them. Yeah, people change. He's doing this. People change. So perhaps here, if I'm not mistaken, at some point when he was with us, people were different. And when he passed, people are now different with you. He's showing me a younger female, not on the other side, here with us, a younger female. Do you have a daughter?
No, we do not.
Who's this younger female? Does he have a younger sister?
No, no, we don't. We have a niece, but we don't have any.
Okay, a niece. Was
Yeah.
he close to the niece?
Um, well, we've had a new niece since he was here, so he
Okay,
wouldn't have known her.
okay.
And so the other one, yes, relatively close.
I'm getting a strong feeling like she is viewed as a daughter. There's this sort of connection.
Mm.
What's with his foot? What's with his Did he hurt his foot, break his foot or ankle or something? Because I could see like uh, we hurt our foot.
Um, at one point, he did break his ankle, but when he was younger,
Okay.
he had some knee issues.
I felt great. I feel great. But at the same time, I think there's underlying conditions. So on the outside, he looks good. He looks better than what is on the inside. But
Exactly.
in the end, it's deflated. In the end, He couldn't fight anymore. It was a drag. So it was a relief for him to go. A relief, because it was too much. I'm sorry, Pat.
Thank you.
You helped, you helped him. You helped.
Sorry.
You helped him to go. You helped him to release. You helped him to. You made it easier for him to transition. You helped him. Did you make it easier? As were they like going to give him some medication to help him live longer, or was there something they wanted to do to, and you put a stop, like no, no more suffering, no more, enough, something to that effect?
No, he was scheduled for a few procedures, but he didn't have a chance to do them. But no, we were supportive and all of that. He just died. I don't know why. I mean, I know he wasn't well, but he was okay that day. And he did get on some medication that day. He fell and broke a rib. So, but that one shouldn't have caused him to die.
I can fully understand where you're coming from. It is unexpected, and it's painful to see a loved one in this situation. But at the same time, I feel like I've been set free here because we're dealing with a man who's very dignified, and if mobility or going to the bathroom becomes a problem for him, no, he wouldn't want that. Have you been getting any support for you?
No,
Would you consider perhaps talking to somebody?
I don't know. It's not in my comfort zone.
I understand. The way I'm feeling about this is like there's a there's a big part of you that has gone with him. Okay, I can understand and relate to what you're saying here. And you're just operating. You're just alive, but not living.
Pretty much.
Does your work involve working with people?
My job,
Yeah.
yes.
Are you in education?
I retired from education after 31 years. I'm with the Parks Department now at the city.
Okay. Believe it or not, I mean, you have the skill, a natural ability to help people, to listen to them, like a natural therapist, let's put it this way. Perhaps this is something that you may want to consider one day, because you've gone through very dark waters. And where you are now, you have a lot of experience. And a lot of people need somebody who has experience and who can listen well. So perhaps this is something you might want to consider one day, just on a volunteer basis. He's showing me a model plane, an old plane with a propeller type of thing, a model plane. Like,
Hmm.
we build by hand and it's on a shelf somewhere, like a model plane.
Huh. Can't think of one.
Is there a photo perhaps of a plane? Is he standing in front of a plane or a propeller?
Hmm. I don't think I have anything like that. Hmm. Unless it's an old picture tucked away somewhere, but not displayed.
I think that's what's going on here. If you go through the pictures, if you think that's appropriate for you at this time, and see that specific photo where he's standing in front of a plane. And I think he's talking to two people. They might be in the picture or not. I'm not quite sure here. But I can see there's a picture of him in front of a plane, a propeller plane. Now I'm seeing the American flag and I'm hearing the national anthem. So I'm taking a feeling here that he was patriotic.
Yeah, he was. He was proud to have served.
And he's showing me like gold coins. Gold. Does gold make sense to you?
No, no. I don't think so. I save coins, but they're not gold coins.
Okay, coins. Did,
Coins, yeah, we have a lot of coins.
did he collect coins or something? Coins?
He did when he was younger, but then I'm saving. I have a huge jar full for my grandson.
All right.
So
Okay. So something about
sitting
coins
right
there.
beside me. Yeah.
Okay. Was there, did he want to travel somewhere? Was he hoping to move, to relocate, or travel somewhere?
Um, no, we weren't going to relocate. We didn't travel far. We had some places we still wanted to go, but we weren't really big on traveling. Um, my son moved right after he passed away, so we were hoping at some point to travel there out of state. But um, I can't say it was fresh on our minds. You know what I mean? It wasn't something we were actually had etched out.
Why am I picking up an Asian country here? I'm seeing Asian people. Um, I'm seeing like Philippines or Japan or something like that. Why am I seeing that?
He served in Vietnam.
All right, okay. Ah, that's the point I forgot to mention to you before. I did pick up something about him something to do with PTSD as well. I did feel that there's a mild form of PTSD, but it
Mm,
was managed. It was fine.
mm,
The man was in control. He knew how to control, how to separate himself from,
mhm,
how to separate things.
right.
What's the tantrums? Temper. Did he lose his temper?
No,
Who lost his temper?
might be me. No, he had none.
So it must be you.
And I'm sorry for that. And I can't tell him.
Don't worry. No, no, no. Don't worry. It's it's a bit challenging here because we have one person who doesn't like to be told what to do, and we have you who likes to tell people what to do. And, so there's
Oh,
this.
that's hilarious. That's exactly the situation. Uh,
You realize this is not bothering him in any way, okay? This is just being brought up just as confirmation. This
right.
doesn't bother him at all.
Sure.
On the contrary, I feel a lot of love from him to you, along with a lot of respect as well. He keeps repeating the same thing that you helped him transition. You helped him in his transition. So something you did for him that helped him.
Um, I mean, it's small, but the he had fell the afternoon, and we don't know why, but he fell and broke a rib. So I got his. He didn't want to go to bed, so I got his chair ready with the blanket and a pillow. Put his pajamas on for him. Took his shoes off, and I left the room. And as I was leaving the room, I heard him say something, and I said, "Did you say something?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Thank you," which that really wasn't our relationship. We just did, we've been married 50 years. And he died like 3 hours later. So I did make him comfortable, gave him a pillow to put under his arm, laid his medicine and water out for him, and but not because I thought he was transitioning in any way.
Fair enough.
I thought it was another night.
Fair enough. But what you did must have touched his heart because it keeps being brought up. So it did stand out. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but uh, I felt very strongly that his mother played a part from the other side. His mother on from the other side.
He was raised by his grandmother, so it probably would have been her. She was his mother from the age of 5 on. So he never looked at her as a really grandma. So she was there, and um, she would definitely
Yeah.
come to his rescue.
Let me. Yeah. You said rescue because I was about to say that I felt I was stranded in between two worlds. I felt I was stranded. And even though he's got you, he's got others or whatever, I feel I'm stranded here. So in a very big way, this was a relief for him to have transitioned and to have gone. Some people are not meant to be caged. Some birds are not meant to be caged. Actually, was he wounded when he was in service?
He was not.
Then this is a physical thing that happened later.
Oh, he developed multiple myeloma from Agent Orange, which was sprayed in the fields in Vietnam, and he drank water, and so he suffered his whole life because of that.
Let's see.
So ultimately, that's as they get older that progresses, and that's what happened to him. And he was under treatment for that.
Were there times when we have a problem with the breathing? Do you have an inhaler? Was he given an inhaler or something to help him?
Uh, Not an inhaler. A couple of weeks before he passed, he did have trouble breathing.
Okay.
Um, had a wheezing. We went to the VA hospital, but they just dismissed him. Basically, they didn't do a whole lot, and they ended up with pneumonia and all of that. But which was a common thing with him. So he did have difficulty breathing during those periods of time. And I don't know what happened that night because he was okay. The night he passed, I don't. I wish I knew. I feel like I could have done something if I would have known, or if I would have stayed in the room instead of letting him sit in his chair, die.
Patty, I'm no nothing anyone can say in this world can make you feel better because it's very painful. You come out of the room only to discover a few hours later that he's passed. The last thing going through your mind is that he's going to pass, the shock, the pain.
Right.
Yeah. But at the same time, if I may just share with you, because it's being imprinted on me, is that it would have been more difficult had you been present in the room with him. Imminently, he wasn't meant to be here. My own mother passed completely alone. And many times I've been thinking, I wish I was with her. Perhaps I could have helped her. Perhaps I could have.
Right.
No, nothing could have been done. In the case of your husband, I'm very drawn to the chest area, to the heart. I think the old heart had
Yeah,
enough. Had enough.
I think so.
You know, the fighter in him did not lose the battle, but said, you know what? I'm going to withdraw. That's it. Simple as that. I'm supposed to tell him that he knew, that he expected, he knew, he felt that this is going to happen. He knew.
He always told me he was going to go before me. He knew that in his soul somehow. I
Yeah,
mean, he'd said it over and over and over. So somehow, subconsciously, he knew
yeah, yeah.
that's exactly what happened. But he was doing some strange things that evening, that like making preparations, but not making preparations. Made some phone calls and just strange behavior,
Yeah.
but not crazy stuff, Like I
Yes.
need to call my brother and make, sure he takes care of my son or whatever. And it's just like your son's 40. It was just crazy. Things like that were unusual.
Yeah.
He did all of those leading up to that evening.
Yeah.
He ordered a meal that it was bigger than he usually orders, everything he wanted. And he told the server, just give me everything. And I'm like, what are you doing? And just like he knew, but he didn't know. When I look back, you know, at that time, we're just like, he was just having a good day, talking to everybody, teasing the servers at the restaurant and just having a fun day.
I've
So
heard
I might have known, but didn't know. You know what I mean?
I've heard this situation before. Many times people order food and eat food, and then they call people they've never called before, for a long time,
Right.
visiting places they haven't visited for a long time, and starting to fuss, to write things, to do things, and so forth. And then all of a sudden they've gone. It's
Yeah.
almost there is something that kicks in, something, I don't know what, a second nature.
Yeah.
I have,
Right.
but in his case, he knew. But I don't get the sense that we're afraid, that he's afraid, or no, not at all bothered. Not at all bothered. In fact, I do feel a sense of peace, very peace. This man must have been a good guy down here,
He
because
was.
because there he's got peace. Generous, generous, generous man. So
Oh,
I,
yes.
I feel whatever is in my pocket is out to give to people.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was never about him.
Oh, kind man, very.
Ever.
This took me by surprise. I'm suddenly thinking of a pina colada, the drink.
Mm. Neither of us really drink. He would have a beer every now and then, but we were not. I've never had a drink in my whole life.
Why am I saying this pina colada? One minute. Let me see where this is going. You sure? Maybe it could be a non-alcoholic one. Were you on holiday with him somewhere and you're having this cocktail which has pineapple, coconut, that sort of thing in it?
Nope, not at all.
Why am I picking this up?
I don't know. We would visit a little town not far from here. It's like 5 hour drive. And there's a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville there. And so we would visit there. That
Okay.
was one of our places to go to, but we never ever had a drink. But you would think of a Margaritaville, and that maybe his way of saying that.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm confusing things here. That's what he's showing me, and I was gonna say margarita, but I went for a pina colada. It is. It's a margarita. It looks cloudy. It looks whitish. That sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he into fishing?
Not really. I mean, he has fished, but um, he was a hunter.
No, don't give me information. Uh,
I'm sorry.
because I'm seeing we're on a boat and we're fishing. So, and then I'm seeing also a fish on the wall, like a preserved fish, like either
Mhm. He
swordfish.
does have that. Mhm.
He has one.
He has that, and he did do a fishing excursion when we were on a vacation once, and he was on a boat like you're talking about, throwing it over as a group of people
Okay.
fishing together.
Patty, are we dealing with somebody? This is like he's like an overgrown young man. This guy. Uh, are we dealing with somebody like we've had a beer, we'll have a second beer, and then there's you maybe put a stop. That's it.
No, neither one of us did
Did he get
drink.
who's what's with the drink? Why is he showing me beers? Did he get carried away with his friends or
No, never. Literally, if he went out after he went bowling or something with his brothers, they all drank. He would have one and come home. He just didn't drink, and I didn't drink at all. So we never had any alcohol in the house.
could he be referring to the time before you guys married? Was he a bit wild that way before?
Oh no, no, I was his first girlfriend. Nope.
I don't know why I saying the beer thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be. Other than he would drink with his, like that one drink with his brothers. They stayed, and he'd come home every time.
Hang on a minute. I'm not trying to make this fit. For me, either I get it right or we say no, I didn't pick up correctly. But there's certainly something about drink. Did any of his brothers indulge in drinking?
My father was an alcoholic,
Okay,
and,
don't,
okay,
don't tell me more.
okay.
Was your dad in law enforcement, or was it his brother that's in law enforcement?
Um, no one is in enforcement. Law enforcement was involved with my dad a lot.
Okay, I guess your dad is on the other side here.
Sorry.
I guess your dad is on the other side.
Yes.
Okay. You'll have to forgive me. That's what's happened here. Crossed lines. So he's obviously pushing the door to come through here. This describes the personality as well.
Yes. Definitely.
The vibration, the vibration has changed.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe has changed. The atmosphere. With your husband, it was lighter. It's heavier with your dad. I am going to convey everything I feel to you. I see like visually, like he's holding your hand and he's saying, "It's okay, it's okay." And then I'm feeling a very brief sort of apology. I'm sorry, and that's it. I'm sorry. He's not giving me any details. I feel you know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever it. Very sorry, but I feel that he's dealing with it on the other side. I don't want to say paying for it, but bottom line is I feel that's where we are.
That's probably true.
It's your husband. What's your husband's name? Sorry.
His name is Mark.
Mark. As you said, you met at a younger age because you clearly look young to me. So you've been together for 50 years. So I think here is a fundamental reason why your father was allowed to come through. This also helps you to understand the situation with Mark as well. I feel looking at it from his perspective, I'm also made to feel that I need to apologize from Mark to you, and that he probably didn't handle himself as best as he could have, lacking the knowledge about certain things. So there are times when I feel like he could have done better, but he just didn't know. It's not, he's not a hurtful person, you know.
Mhm. Right.
I'm being shown a bird. Being shown a bird. It looks like a robin or something, a bird. So there's something distinct about a bird. Have you had a bird
I
do?
have a red bird who visits me.
So now we know who is.
Who it is.
I know perhaps I've heard, but maybe not. But Patty, I feel Mark is quite around you, if you know what I mean. And I'm starting to feel now that the connection is very much there. So whether you hear him or feel his presence or smell or you may have seen him, so that there is a very strong link with you here. That's helping you to keep going. Did you dream of him, but not just a passing dream? Was it like a visitation type of dream?
Um, I don't dream a lot, but I have had some recently with him in it, but nothing profound, just there, you know. So
Okay.
no messages or anything.
Do you speak
I'm sorry.
you speak with him?
Um, I talk to him all the time around the house.
Well done.
I talk,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well done.
yeah, I talked to him this morning and told him we were going to do this, and he needed to get here.
Well done. Well done.
So,
Well done. I talk to my loved ones all the time. I talk especially to my mom several times a day. And I tell her my stories. I tell her about our daughter. I share with her.
mhm.
She's still here. So I would say talk to him and tell him to visit you in a dream. Okay, tell him come and visit me in a dream, like a manual visitation, as opposed to your brain going onto a dream
Yeah.
state. And that is a very beautiful, unique experience. We're jumping from one thing to another, but that's how they operate sometimes. I'm suddenly taken to somebody having a plate with a breakfast, bacon and eggs, and some very strange combinations here with jam.
Mm.
This makes sense to you? Why I'm seeing this?
Um, Not really, other than a typical breakfast.
Yeah.
Not typical, but occasional. his final meal was not breakfast; it was dinner with everything you could think of, but it wasn't breakfast stuff, food.
Sure.
But
It's not going on. Who likes bacon with something sweet? So either syrup or jam or something on it.
um,
Does your son like that?
no, my grandson, every weekend, I'm making pancakes and bacon
Okay,
every time he comes. He'll be here this weekend. So that's his big thing: 4 pieces of bacon and some pancakes. So it has syrup on it and bacon. So,
there you go.
and that was our only grandchild. So he was close to him.
That's what is is showing the link here. He's starting. They're starting to pull back. The energy is starting to go, but I'm feeling something about the movie Titanic or the Titanic, the ship itself. Anything to do with that?
My His grandson that has the bacon and pancakes is building a 5 foot Titanic
Okay.
replica with Legos. So it's in the other room. So that's been our focus since Christmas. It's so big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give him a special hug and a kiss when you see him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really, I've never heard it put this way. As he's pulling, you are in you are in my heart as much as I am in your heart. There's a beautiful link between you, Patty. It's not broken, my dear. So
He loved me so much. It was just such a gift.
yeah, and he still loves you very much, very, very much. I must say, I kept feeling it throughout. There's a love, there's a respect as well. There's a love and respect here, and appreciation.
That's that's him.
Patty, thank you very much for the session with me, my dear. I'm deeply touched and honored to have met you. You're a lovely, lovely lady.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
will send you an email to follow up with. The email will be a link to the video.
Okay.
You can view it at your leisure. And do you mind me sharing any of the footage online? Yeah.
No, I don't mind.
Okay. Bless your
Yeah.
heart. If you ever need anything, reach out to me, even as a friend. Okay. You take good care. God bless.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.